So what that meant was that I was born with spina bifida. So I had many operations from 0 to 16 years of age. And one particular operation I had was when I was 14. So basically what happened was that the surgeon or the staff gave me medication before the operation. The muscle relactant is basically muscle relactant to my thigh needed to be operated on. So they gave me muscle relactant for my thigh, but this whole reaction came up to my body. I basically had a very painful body, and basically I started feeling like my hands were really painful. So I picked my hands up and thought, oh gosh, they're massive and they're red. And I'm thinking, oh God. So I said to my surgeon, Mr. Newton, Mr. Newton's done many of my operations. So I said to Mr. Newton, he was in the same room, he was just getting ready. And I said, Mr. Newton, look at this. And as he's turning around to look at me, I saw the shock on his face. And then next thing, I'm out. I thought I passed out as a 14-year-old lad. I thought when I look back at that event, I thought I passed out. But the difference is that I was actually seeing black in my vision. I have no vision, but I have, as a soul, I have no eyes. I have basically no facial features anymore. I've got no nose, no eyes, no arms, no legs. But so in my vision, what I'm now seeing is black. So it feels like someone's literally just pulled the electric plug from me. So I'm seeing black, and then moments later, I'm going outwards from my body at an angle. Hard to describe, but it felt like that kind of angle. So I'm not above my body anymore. I'm just literally at an angle enough where then I can see, oh yes, that's my body. There was nurses, there was doctors trying to get me back to life. I wasn't panicking. I wasn't thinking, oh gosh, I'm dead, I'm dying, or it was more like a realization of where am I, what am I, just getting my bearings, and also realizing that yeah, that's my body, but no connection, no real like wish to like, oh gosh, let's get back in there. It was not a feeling of that at all. So as I'm looking there at myself, then I'm looking, because when you got these when you're a soul, you got like a whole 360 view as well. You can be wherever your focus wants to go, it will go. So as I'm looking there at myself, and then I'm going feelings of like, oh, there's something else happening over here. So I'm thinking, okay, so let's more concentrate now on this bit. And what it was, beings coming over towards me from a distance. It looked like a portal on the wall of the hospital room. It looked like a portal opening, like a greenish, bluish kind of colours, and these beings coming over towards me slowly. Well, not too slowly, but just coming towards me anyway. And then as they get to me, then we start having a dialogue. It didn't feel like a dialogue was happening at this until they get to me here. So we meet each other, and there are three beings. To describe these beings, they look like they've got a head, they look like they have a bit of shoulders, and then it starts like dissolving. And color-wise, it's like a silverish, translucent, many colors as well coming off as well. So it's like, it's hard to put in words in the human context, but they were like nicely colored, very lots of love coming from them, very much unconditional love. And so these beings, they came over to me and they said, do you want to go away from here? And as soon as I agreed to go away, that's when I then was whisked over to the next realm. The next realm, I basically called it home. So what that meant to me was that it was like a place of, it's massive, it's loads of souls here in this realm. It's almost like a city, what I'm seeing almost. It's so busy. And so souls coming in, I saw the souls coming in from that side as I'm heading that way. I'm seeing again my 360 views going around. I could see souls arriving with their guides. Then I'm also seeing above me, I can see souls probably been a little bit longer, and they've been playing games. They're like playing a game in the air with like a ball of light, chasing after it, some kind of a fun game. Then I'm going over then towards to have a life review. But as I'm heading towards the life review section, it feels like it's almost in sections, this area. But there's no rooms, but it feels it's very much like a section type of thing going off though. So as I get to the life review part, I'm going past another soul, but I was told by my guides, do not interrupt this soul here, because it was something like a cocoon. It was like in a bubble, or something was over it. It felt like something was over it anyway. And they explained to me as I'm going near it that this soul's had a bad experience and it's just healing itself back from that trauma. So I naturally didn't go to it. Anyway, I don't think I would have interrupted anyway, but I didn't anyway. So I went past. And then I was interrupted. Then I went to the skills review, life review. So the life review was like a well. A lot of people describe it like a well as well, and so it looks like a well. As I'm looking at this well in front of me, then it comes like onto me. It's almost like merged together, but become like one. So at this point, when it comes into me, I could then feel that I could be then looking at my human experiences. So I could then see Paul Northridge having his like a movie coming on. It was like a movie at that point. So I could see I'm 14, so I could see then primary school age. So around about 6-7 years of age. Now, because I was spina bifida, in school I was bullied so much. It was incredible. I just got so much bullied at school. So at the age of 6-7, I started to think as a child, I'm thinking, enough of this bullying. I'm going to turn it around a little bit. And unfortunately, for a short period, I became a bully as well. I found people that was easier to pick on, because I couldn't chase after people. So I thought, okay, I'll just target weak people in school. Sounds horrible, but that's what I did. Anyway, so I'm looking at this life review, and I can actually see it from their eyes, their mind, their heart. Oh gosh, Paul's bullied me. Pain, the anger, the upset. I felt exactly what they were feeling from that. So immediately, from looking back, it tells me you're me, we're everybody, we're one consciousness. So I understood that purpose later on. So the next thing I could see was then present. And in the present, I could see my parents, and they were in the kitchen. They were thinking. I could not see that they were talking, but I could see their thoughts. So thoughts of also having his operation. Let's make a nice food for him, because when he comes out of his operation, he will love this food that we're making for him. Wonder how he's doing. All these thoughts were going up in their heads, and I could see that thought process. Then I could be then in the future. So I saw things that, as a 14-year-old person, it didn't make any sense to me. So as I get older, it does make sense. So I saw I was driving with a 14-year-old lad being disabled. I immediately thought, I won't drive. I'll never drive, And so I thought I'd be taxied by my parents. But 17 years of age, I passed my driving test, and it was that moment I can see, because I was really like, yes, I'm driving. Yes, it was like excitement, and so it was a moment of that. Then I could see myself traveling to Russia a lot, and again, on reflection, as 14 years of age, I didn't know it was a near-death experience. But when I came back from it all, I'm thinking like, what was Russia? What was that? I just think I was confused. I was thinking, what was Russia? doing. Anyway, so years go by, and get to my 30s, and I get married to a Russian lady. So 2008, I married a Russian lady. So Russia becomes quite a big part of my heart. And then I could then see things like I'm using a mobile phone at one point. It's a bit of a dark moment in my life. I don't want to go into too much, but I saw a phone in my hand, and like I said, it was a bit of a dark moment. But I'm thinking, when I came back as 14-year-old, I'm thinking like, what was that great technology? You know, you could do everything on this phone. Just when I was 14, it was no even mobile phones at that time. So I'm thinking like, what was that? And so that was curious. What else did I see? I saw future death. So I think I will die in Russia. It looked like a person that was quite old, quite frail, quite tired. And I could see a lady next to the bed. I could see another lady at the other side of the bed. So I presume it's my wife, it's my daughter. And it looked like a flat, and it looked like a Russian landscape. As I came, like, again, it looked like an out-of-body experience from that moment. It looked like I was coming out of my body as a 80-something-year-old man, I guess. And it looked like I was coming out of my body there as well, and seeing this landscape. And that's why I presume it's like looking like Russia. I saw previous deaths as well, which was very bizarre. So it wasn't like I'm seeing previous lives, but I saw more like previous deaths. Maybe if I was to hack into it and stop it, like I don't know, like a Matrix film or something, and just hold on to that memory, maybe I could watch every moment of it. Maybe I could, but I didn't. But I saw deaths, and one death was horrific. It was me dying on wooden spikes. I could literally see, I'm looking upwards, and I'm seeing spikes, and it was quite, as a, again, 14-year-old person, thinking like, that was gross, that was horrible, whatever, that was horrible. So I saw many different types of deaths. And what else did I see? I had an education, some kind of an education. Now, this one was like seeing the spark of life. So the sperm hitting the egg, and consciousness started to develop. Baby then being getting bigger and bigger in the tummy, and then being born. So maybe it's my own conception, being born and things. Maybe it was, I don't know, but I saw it. Then I saw cats. I saw like a cat looking at its owner. Maybe again, we've had cats before. Maybe it was one of our cats, and it was sitting and it was purring, and you can see like colours from the neck coming upwards. You can see like colours, shapes. So I saw that. Then I saw dogs, and reasons why dogs are around, to be given unconditional love. Almost like a lesson to learn for human beings. They're very much unconditional love, and we should be more unconditional love. So I think it's that kind of aspect that we should learn from, or could learn from. And also they're here to like protect us. So naturally have these instincts to look after, which is nice. Nice characteristics, I think. I came back from the life review, and then seeing these three beings with me again, and they're saying to me, Paul, not Paul, they're saying to me, do you want to go back to being Paul Northridge again, or do you want to stay where you are? So at my 14-year-old self feelings, I'm thinking, well, my 14-year-old self is still young, and they're almost like confirming that with me. They're not saying, yes, that's correct. We're almost having this like agreements with each other, these guides and me. I'm 14 years old, yes you are. You've still got a lot of learning, I've still got a lot of learning, and this conversation of agreements, like go back to being me again. It almost felt like also that if I was to stay where I was, I would not immediately, but for a little while later, I'll become Paul Northridge again. Later on, I'll be, going through all that childhood experiences, bullying, operations. I'm thinking like, no, I definitely don't want to do all that again. I'm happy to, start, go where I am now, continue where I am. At that point, I'm seeing when I'm agreeing with my guides, I'm actually seeing the light, because people do see the light is there. They do see the light, and I did see the light at that point, and it's not bright because again, I don't have eyes. I'm not blinded, so I can see the light. It's loving and it's warm. And I'm saying, okay, yes, I agree to go back to being Paul Northridge. At that moment, when I say I agree to go back as Paul Northridge, then I don't remember anything more. It's almost like I agreed, bam, and I'm waking up then in the hospital after the operation. So it definitely tells me to be unconditional love. I'm trying my best as a human being. It's hard to be unconditional loving all the time. It's very challenging. Everyone's different to me, and so yeah, it's hard to be unconditional love all the time. But I'm trying to be. Also, the feeling of like spiritual. I'm more spiritual as a person. I was born into like the Catholic way of being. I went to a Catholic school. And at 12 years of age, I started to be a little bit confused about it all, because I was thinking like, okay, in the whole school, I'm the only person with a disability. How come? And it was making me really quite thinking a lot about different things. And I'm thinking like, why me? Why am I getting bullied? And so I felt like a bit of anger coming off a little bit. And so when I was believing in like the idea of God and all that, I was thinking like, so why me? Why are you doing this to me? Kind of thing. So I started to feel a bit resentful